Open Comes Radio, your Star Citizen call-in show coming to you live every week, every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. I think it's 6 p.m. Pacific. I don't know. It's like times sometimes change. I don't understand why we do that, why that happens. You think you have a 2-hour time difference and you have a 1-hour time difference and it's a 3-hour time difference and what's going on here? What's happening? It's hard to keep track of. Let's all be on the same time. Let's just all be on universal time. And then if you have to go to bed at 2400 because that's what everyone's doing, that's just what it is. All right? Let's all get universal here. Let's all agree. Let's all get on the same page, just like CIG is on the same page with their community. Every week, you know it. You see them. CIG's out there updating patches, hot fixing, and every once in a while, maybe you're confused, just like I'm confused about time, and maybe you need someone to chat through it with, someone to talk to.
Hey, Jar Jar.
Yeah,
We got no audio. We
we
got
got
no
we
audio.
got no audio. Oh, son of a bee sting, dude.
Don't worry,
I
they can
knew
hear
it.
you on my side.
I knew it. We hear us on Granny Q's side. They'll hear us on the
All right.
That's
recording
right.
All
here.
right.
Listen, for
At least we got
those
the
of you
recording up.
who this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes you need help. And thankfully for me, every week I have the good help of my good friend and friend of your mother, Duke Lato the second. Duke, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, Jar Jar. Doing good. The couch was relatively clean today, so it's been cleaned off and it's ready for some guests, like maybe our special guest.
Oh yeah, we do have a very special guest today. This is a very, very special show today. For one thing, we got your comments. We're going to read some of your comments. For another thing, we got a giveaway announcement. We're going to announce who won the giveaway. But most important of all, we are joined today by none other than my grandmother, your grandmother, Granny Q. Granny Q, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I guess I am kind of everybody's grandma.
Hey, if that's how you're marketing yourself, that's And by the way, I popped into your stream one day, and then Duke popped into your stream one day, and then a couple other people who've been frequented on the show. I got a DM from the good old Murphy Jack, and Murphy Jack was like, "Yo, I found this person you got to have on the show." This is all within like a
Oh,
1 week
wow.
period. So I don't know what you did that week, but then ever
But it
since
was working.
then, it
Obviously, something
worked.
was working.
We've been watching Granny
Yeah.
Q.
I have no idea what I did, but I do remember Jack. Yeah, I remember him when he came in.
He was chatting you up.
So yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. I don't remember exactly what he said, but yeah, I remember him coming in. It was Murphy was the last name, right?
Murphy Jack.
Murphy Jack. Murphy Jack.
Murphy Jack. Okay, I was close. I remember a Jack. Okay, Murphy Jack.
Yep.
But before we go further, I have a question for Jar Jar.
Oh, yeah,
Are
I'll
you
allow
having?
it. I'll allow it.
What?
Are you having wine tonight?
I am having wine. I'm having
Oh,
Granny Q.
well, I guess I'll have to open a bottle.
Oh, see, Granny Q knows the assignment. She understands the show. Yeah, we were chatting earlier today, and I said, "Oh, I'm gonna have some wine on the show," and she says, "Oh, I only drink Cabernet Sauvignon," and I said, "Cabernet Sauvignon," and that's what I drink. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I think you also wear purple armor in the game, don't you?
Yeah, don't stop.
He
Don't.
does. He
What are you
does.
saying? What are
As
you doing?
purple everything. Ship's
So
purple,
do
armor's
I.
purple.
No,
Oh man.
Granny, we're
Yeah, I try to. Right now, I haven't been able to find all the pieces because I can't seem to get around very well. I haven't been all the places.
Granny, you wouldn't
So I'm
happen to
wearing
have a
not much.
mole on your left thigh, would you?
A mole, honey? Do I have a mole on my left thigh?
Oh, you know what? This might be it. This is one of those serendipitous
Do you?
moments. Of
He
course.
just said, "Do you? You know my legs better than I know my legs."
Who's talking to you? Who is that?
My husband,
That's Mr. Q?
Grandpa, Grandpa Q, Grandpa Q.
Oh boy, Mr. Q, I
Hey, kiddos.
apologize.
Grandpa,
He
does
can't hear
Grandpa
you.
Q play too?
Sometimes we can get him in the chair, and he'll like fly the dragonfly or something. But
Oh, he's a speedster.
thanks, Black Hole. Love you too. Sorry about that. They just shot a gun in my
No
ear.
worries.
Anyway, and they'll do that. They'll do jump scares on me. I apologize. Anyway, we'll get him to fly the dragonfly around sometimes. But beyond that, he's not much of a gamer, unless you want to include what is
Pinball?
that game
Is
you
he a
play with
pinball
the
wizard?
flowers? No, he plays like phone
Flowers?
games.
Uh, it's
I'm
like
waiting for the
Uh,
motorcycle. Yeah, he's
one of
waiting
those.
for the Tumbrel Ranger to come out. Yes. See?
oh, cool. The bike. He's a motorcycle
Yeah, the
guy.
bike. He is a motorcycle guy, not Plants vs Zombies. I don't know. It's like
Okay.
slot machines. He plays slot machines. Slot machine
It's not where I thought you were going, Granny Q, but I'm
on,
happy to have
on
you
the phone.
here.
He plays slot machines on the phones. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. So okay. So I have one more thing. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Prost.
I'm gonna try not to get too.
Slante.
Whoa. Haven't had
Well,
that in a while. Yum.
Oh, that feels good. Yeah. Well, Granny Q, I don't know if you've seen the show before, but on this show, what we do is we let folks call on in. Anybody can call on in to Open Comms Radio, and every week we just have a question. We have a question for the week, and we ask each of our guests the very same question. This week, our question is, what's your pitch for a perfect mission? Now, usually, Duke,
Cool.
I usually let you, Duke, go first. Duke, what's your pitch for a perfect mission?
uh, um, what I would really love is something with multiple stages. So first of all, I want not combat main focus. I would like it to start uh, as a wreck search mission. You go find one of those wrecks. You got to find a body or something, and I'd love for that to then send you to a different location, maybe a derelict outpost, and then maybe at that point you're going to fight some people
Find another body.
to get. No, like, well, I mean, I know it sounds stupid, but yeah, but like to get a pad or so. I just want it to send me to like 3 or 4 different destinations and have some sort of story to it. Like not just go here, shoot this, do that, but give me something to explore, something like the old PI missions that we used to have. Um, and I want it to be multi-stage. And I want it to work better than the shitty ASD missions.
How dare you?
Instead of where it's like go down to this facility, you go down, and then it's like, okay, you went down to the facility. Now leave the facility, and then you leave, and then it's like, all right, go to this identical facility on a different planet and do step 2. And it's got to work better than that.
Mm. Granny Q.
Interestingly, one of my viewers, Black Hole Device, says that Project Hyperion is the closest thing to the perfect contract we have right now. He absolutely loves that contract so much. But okay, I decided, after you told me what the question was, I thought about it for a long time today. And I thought I'm going to type out my answer so that I have some notes, because I do better when I have notes.
Very good.
And I want to read to you. Yep. I'm going to read to you what rather than just paraphrasing what I wrote. I'm actually going to read to you what I wrote and see if you guys laugh like I laughed when Duke was speaking. Okay. Here's what I wrote. One that works from start to finish. No, that's not okay. That was I said
that's
actually.
Good. That was
a joke.
Good. That's accurate.
That was a joke. But actually, it would have a combination of things that would be progressive. I know there are progressive missions out there like Valakar, but the reward at the end is a few pieces that are needed along with some other things to get a bigger reward. We have several of those types of missions. They are great, but it's the grind that can get old. I think I'd love to see a single mission that encompasses all of it back to back with a reward at the end, and that takes only a couple of hours. So let's say you have to do a ship battle against 3 ships, and then you have to collect 2 fruits and a couple of minerals, but there's some obstacle, like a puzzle, that you need to solve to open the boxes of the items. And then you have to kill some NPCs to get a special special crafting station. Just as you're getting ready to craft your reward, a Yarmandi pops up to try to stop you. Defeat that, and then you can craft your item. All in one mission, so you collect less, but you get a variety of things to do in a single mission with a reward at the end. And if the rewards are random, like what we have with the Xena threat, it's worth repeating that mission. The reward would be a smaller reward, maybe a paint for a specific gun, or a unique item for your hangar, or something like that. That's what I typed out. How did we think alike, Duke?
Yeah.
I mean, great minds think
Oh,
alike, Granny.
I did not know I was describing Rockbreaker Black Hole because I've not done that.
I mean, kind of,
Kind
but you're
of.
describing one where you actually end the mission by like crafting the prize, which I think is unique.
I have done Rockbreaker. Oh, is that the one where you go and open up the big hole that you fly in and mine the stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one.
Now, the difference here is though, Granny Q wants a big old boss. Yormandi, big snake.
No,
big old right, big old monster
yeah,
to overcome, or a puzzle. Rockbreaker's kind of puzzly. It's kind of okay. It needs maybe a little randomness inserted into it. You know?
It's got a lot of
yeah.
puzzle, but I
I
think the
guess it
problem is that
is.
the reward is just the mineral,
Yeah,
right?
I think
Whereas
that's the
like
big problem.
Granny was saying, like more of a reward where maybe you can only you get something that you can only craft by going through the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cooler. That makes sense. So you're not just grinding for the mineral, because like right now, I mean,
Right.
we play with a group of people who, yeah, we'll go and we'll grind through the rock breaker, not even do the mission, but just go through the facility to mine whatever stupid ore, I forget what it's called. But just doing that over and over and over again, which like that's my problem with the ASD facilities too. You end up going
Yeah.
to these beautifully crafted, story-driven locations, but you're just grinding it just to
Mm-hmm.
loot certain
Yeah.
things, or yeah, I want more like you said, like go through the mission just to get the item. You have to do the whole thing.
Right. You have to, and you could do it yourself, or maybe with just one or two people. And your grandpa said like an escape room. Yeah, I like that, Grandpa, because
That would be
he's done so many of
interesting.
those.
How do
Yeah,
we
but
put an
okay.
escape
So
room in Star Citizen?
I guess I was kind of describing something similar to Rockbreaker or Yormandi or a couple of not Yormandi, Valakar, or other ones that are similar. ASD, they are. But my point was to have a complete package mission that does give you that you work for an actual reward, not something that's a reward for something else. Does that
Granny,
make sense?
if you want the complete package, just hang over with Grandpa Q. That guy's got it all.
Oh, I have
Oh,
that.
There
He
you go.
does. Have you seen him?
I have not seen him, no. But he's more than welcome to stop by my place. He can crash on my couch, and we'll play Star Citizen together.
Yeah, if you can get him in the chair, yeah.
Very good. Well, Granny, we do have some callers down in the waiting room. You see them down there with their hands up. The way we do it on the show is anyone you join the audience down there, and then you raise your hand, and that's how we know you want to speak and not just listen. We do have two callers down there. We're going to go in the order of which they came. So I believe Wicket is our next caller here.
yeah.
Wicket, Granny Q, Wicket's been on the show 2 months.
And he's a contemporary of yours, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, he's is he a grandpa? I think he might be a grandpa.
Wicket, welcome to Open Comms
Citizen.
Radio, your Star Citizen call-in show. Wicket, your question this week: what's your pitch for a perfect mission?
Citizens, long-time listener, occasional caller. And to answer that silly question, the best mission is no mission at all.
Wow.
Oh,
The obviously CIG has a problem with missions. Just look at the most recent event, Xeno Threat. It's a far cry what it used to be, and it's god awful. It's just
crap.
sit in the chair, push left click. My idea I'll elaborate a little bit here. By no mission, I mean, imagine a day where you're playing an actual MMO. What does everybody love to do in MMOs? Everybody's a loot goblin.
Right?
Well,
I was just going to say, spend
speak
like
for
an
yourself.
hour
Get
customizing the
married.
look of your character.
Well,
Yes,
when you're
romance.
somewhere out in the world, the first thing you want to do when you kill something or you open something, you're a loot goblin. You're always looking for loot. What if, as you're going through your everyday, you're looting a QV breaker station or you're an ASD. You're not there for a mission. You're just there for whatever reason. And you find something like a comp board or a computer and you read what's on the screen and that gives you an idea. It's like a clue that gets you on this whole journey. And if you're smart enough and agile enough to find and figure out each clue in succession, at the end of this journey is like this awesome reward. Maybe it's
Isn't
super rare blueprint, or
Mm.
maybe it's a rare item, or something very exclusive, something that maybe not achievable in a single play session. You may have to follow this chain of events for multiple days or weeks or however long it takes. You may be able to team up with others, or that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Stuff that just
it
happens.
sounds like you're describing the same thing as me and Granny, except you don't want to describe the same thing, so you're just making it sound different.
No, you're both wrong, and now that I've spoken, you realize that.
You're right. Okay, yeah, my eyes are open. I see it now.
Listen, you're too young to understand these things. Just sit down and listen.
Did you know, as an
Sit down and
aside,
listen.
Duke told me he gets up sometimes and is in the gym by 5 a.m.
Yeah, baby.
I
We
know.
have to have crazy people in the world,
Yeah.
balance the rest of us out.
It's disgusting. You should
Well,
be
he's got like 10 kids that he has to take care of. He has to stay in shape.
Yeah. How do you think I got that many kids? You got to hit the gym, folks.
unbelievable. So,
Those are just the ones I know about.
yeah. So, look, Star Citizen's been a little broken recently. I don't know if you heard.
Fair.
I don't know if you
Yeah,
saw.
I heard something.
Granny, I saw you playing a bit. I saw you blowing some shit up recently.
Me?
Yeah. I saw you
Yeah.
sitting in a turret and just pop, 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 yeah, 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 yeah. Which honestly, I don't think is what a lot of people would expect when they say they're gonna pop on the Granny Q's stream.
I'm most comfortable in a turret, honestly. That's where, and I'll tell you why. That's where I learned. The fellow that brought me in, Lord Kamak, I call him Kumquat. He put me in to be in the yeah. Black Hole said, "You see what my main game loop used to be." We'll get there. But anyway, he put me in a turret. Said, "You want to be turret princess?" I said, "If I'm gonna climb in your turret, I'm gonna be a turret queen." And I've been turret queen ever since.
Oh,
But
nuts.
he was very into piracy, and that's what we did. Was we went around, interdicting people, and yes, and teasing them a little bit. And if they behaved, we gave them money instead of stealing from them. So it was kind of like
Nice.
Robin Hood.
That is
Yeah,
kind.
that's what I used to do. Yeah,
That is kind. You're not
and if
So,
they didn't, we'd kill them.
so how did you get into the game, Granny?
Because Kamak was playing it. I knew him from we were in a Discord together, and I started watching his stream, and he started watching mine. I guess you're right. Black Hole players rarely behaved. But we were watching each other's streams, and then I don't know how he got into Star Citizen, but he was playing Star Citizen. And he started doing these giveaways, and I was mildly interested. I wasn't sure if it was my kind of game or not, especially since he's doing the whole piracy thing, and I they call me wholesome. I'm thinking, how can a wholesome person do this? Well, we figured it out, didn't we? But he kept saying, "Granny, you should come play. You should come play." I'm like, I don't know. I thought, maybe I will. And so I bought the game on New Year's Eve, like right at midnight. And so technically 1/1 of 24 is when I bought the game.
Okay.
We were drinking on Discord, and the very first thing I did was get into the pilot seat and crash, and went, "Oh, dokie, well, there's that."
This
And
is
I
for
didn't
me.
play again till May. So
That's the
Wow.
practical Star Citizen
yeah,
baptism by fire.
Yeah. What were
yeah.
you playing before you were playing Star Citizen?
A variety of things. I was mostly cooking, actually. I had kind of gotten out of the gameplay and I was cooking on stream more than anything else.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Yeah, I have a lot of clips of. But before that, I was doing a lot of different things. Even fork knife. Yeah,
Even
even
fork
fork knife.
knife. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, but my favorites are the Assassin's Creed series and the Ratchet and Clank series. I played a lot of those.
Oh, those are fun.
Are you going to get the new Black Flag resync? You going to give it a
Probably
shot?
not. Black Flag is my least favorite of the Assassin's Creeds.
That's
I
so
love Assassin's
weird.
Creed, but that one is my least favorite.
You're a pirate though in Star Citizen.
I
You don't want to be a
know.
pirate anywhere
Right?
else.
No, but I played Black Flag long time ago. I just don't like their ship mechanics.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, that's fair.
For
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Well, Granny, this was all just a ruse so that if I ever see you in the verse, you don't pirate me.
Yeah, that was first on my list.
So we do have another caller down in the waiting room. Wiki, anything you want to say before I pull this guy up there?
No,
Brilliant.
not yet.
Not yet.
I'm
He's
saving
saving
for
it.
later.
Yeah.
I'm sure Duke will say something dumb and I'll have to correct him. So
Probably. More than likely. Well,
What
this
I'm
is
here for.
OpenComms Radio, your Star Citizen call-in show. You can call in every week, Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. And today we have, you know him, you love him, Cosmic Hobo. Cosmic Hobo, what's your pitch for a perfect mission?
You know, I honestly really think TSG better. I think as a template, TSG is almost there. I think it's just missing a lot of difficulty, for one thing. Like, if you die, you just fly back. And the FPS portion is lacking. And the thing I really wanted to see the most, and I know this is a rare thing to say, was an actual like FPS escort mission. I know. Actually wanting an escort mission in a game. That's insane. I know. But
You mean like
It's something
GTA
we don't have
6?
yet.
Like you approach the lady, throw her $10?
no, bad Jar Jar.
No,
Bad.
no.
Just trying to understand.
Bad. So remember back to CitizenCon when they gave the concept art for TSG at the very end, and I know the answer for Jar Jar is what?
Yeah, what?
So there was concept art at the end where you were actually escorting people onto the ship, like you being the stand-in for whatever the character was you were escorting NPCs to the ship. And then when we got it, it's just a floating freelancer in a hangar that you never interact with and you never see the pilot. And I'm like, that was my biggest disappointment. Like with TSGs was he's already in the ship. Why doesn't he just leave? How was he captured? They just like throw that all aside and just like, all right, just open the door and let him out of the hangar with his ship already. All right.
It
Okay.
feels to me like why bother putting it in the patch at all? Don't you feel
What?
like
The
we're at that point?
TSGs?
No, like the rescue content. Like if it's not working as intended, if you're halfway there, why bother putting it in at all? Because if it's not going to be reflective of what it's actually going to be, it just seems like a giant waste of time because all you're going to do is disappoint people.
I don't think it's half of what it's supposed to be. I think it's just like 80% of what it's supposed to be. The 20% missing is that like advanced rescue part. And that's kind of the thing I'd want to see in a perfect mission is a greater emphasis on this multi-domain warfare, as in you've got your space combat going on inside, you got your FPS combat, and maybe it's a big enough facility you need vehicles. Like, I don't know, something cool, like where you drop off some Atlases or Titan suits or something to provide support. So like take the concept there, just ratchet it up a bit, increase the difficulty a little, and require like for the space combat side of things, require logistics. Like right now, the only logistical aspect is all right, it's pretty far out, you gotta fly out to it. And oh cool, there's rearm and repair that is A, hit or miss, and B, not super necessary, especially if you can just fly back after dying. Like, eh.
So in other words, make it make sense.
Yeah, yeah. Like, yeah, I get the, I guess, a MacGuffin of the super capital turrets that they have at the station. Like, I get that. I'm fine with that. It adds some like balance for the fact that we civilians or citizens have capital ships. There's certainly a level of, okay, yeah, they got to balance it in some way or another.
It is
Well,
a
I
little
think
insane that we all can
to
get
It
that,
capital
is.
ships at all, but whatever.
but to that
Yeah,
point, and
that
what you said in the
ship
beginning
sailed.
about the difficulty, right? Um, and this is so on the Discord comments, vsanch24fp says, my pitch is for one that scales depending on attendees, as I would like to do more in Star Citizen, but I am normally solo. So obviously he's saying that he wants it to be easier as well, but that's something. Why do we have no scaling? Why is there no way yet for missions to tell, like, just how many people are in that object container, right? Because we have object containers, so it should be able to at least see how many players are there, and then possibly scale the difficulty for that.
I'm going to jump the gun a little bit
Go
because
for it.
I with instancing they can, and the way I know this is the way that instancing works right now, or did on today's tech preview and has in the past, where it can detect the number of players in a party, and it will group. Right now, the way it works is that it will put you in an instance with those players, and they know it's a certain amount of players because
Hmm.
they've
Yeah.
I don't want to say they've hinted at it, but they pretty much said we know how many players are in a party. Like they haven't flat out said that because I'm sure there's more back end stuff involved than this. But they know if there's one or greater, and that's yeah, I know that's not a lot to say, but that's a start to knowing what a party is for the servers to know what a party
It
is.
only knows if it's one or more.
It knows if you're by yourself, and it knows if you're with others.
Well,
Like that's
we're on the way.
I know that's
So
not a lot to go off of,
I have a
but
lot
it's
of
a start.
I have a couple of comments about what you're talking about
Go
there,
for it.
Cosmic.
Hmm.
It's in my chat, so I hope you don't mind me interrupting
Go
you
for it.
there.
Sure.
Black Hole is who's a person I play with pretty much every night. So, and he's a
Hmm.
very smart man, so I believe him when he types something. He said the problem is that players can solo capital ships, and there would still be an exploit that would be, unless it's dynamically scaling in real time, players would start off with like one person, wait for stuff to start spawning in, and then invite their friends. And then Vinny, vsanch, you call him Vinny, he's actually my mod. Not if this instance, those wouldn't be able to join once the event starts.
Yeah,
And
and
yeah.
Siege of Orson's a little weird because right now it's hard to tell what's exactly intended behavior and what's not. But there is a way, at least with Siege of Orson, and that's our first example of instancing, to gate that. So there will hopefully be disclaimers if they do truly gate that, because right now it's hard to tell if you're being gated because it's broken or if it's being gated because they want to actually gate it. But it is possible. They can clearly make a loading. It's not a real loading screen, but it's a like wait here kind of shield in a manner of speaking that will keep you from joining, and that's entirely doable. Is to scale it with what the amount of players, because again, it knows which players are in your party and how many there are, because they need to
They might,
create the instance.
yeah, but if they do that, they might need to cap the number of players in your party, not because of server necessarily, but because of like the amount of content they can
Oh,
shove into it. Do you know what I'm saying? If
I
it,
totally forgot an important aspect. They did cap it in one of the earlier tests. They capped it at 4 players, but I don't know if that was a please do it with 4 players or you can only have 4 players, because this was again an early PTU Evo build.
Yeah, and that's also like difficult for game design in general. Like if there can, because imagine, just imagine like some kind of zombie horde survival thing when, you have
Hmm.
zombies coming at you. For one player, you're gonna have X amount of zombies, and then for 2 players, you're gonna have say like X times 2, 3 players X times 3.
Right.
It gets to a point where it's if we have 24 people, which we've had in our parties, just because we're popular and whatever people want to play with us, not a big deal. Um, then that is going to be maybe too many, not just for the server, but for like the space or for like just
That
the
would be
Right.
beautiful.
game game design in general. Like it's just not going to be.
Yeah, the
It'll be a
environment.
different
I was
thing.
That's what
thinking
I
that
want.
when she was
I
reading the
want us to
question was
kill the
like,
server because we just got 25 people in there, and
we can
NCIG
do
just
it.
sent a wave of like 460 blades at us.
I do want to see that. I absolutely want to
Yeah.
see scaling difficulty because we have so many players sometimes and we just steamroll a lot of the content, which is fine, but it's like I want there to be a couple more ships or a couple more guys at least.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Well, speaking
'Cause
of
that's what everyone says
content,
about the Mauler, right?
Oh, the Mauler needs to be a lot more scary. Like that
Yeah.
goes without saying. It needs to be terrifying and we need
what's
to
the
leave
Mauler?
immediately
What is
when we
that?
see it. It's
The
you've seen it.
the Vanduul capital ship that shows up at the end of Tactical Strike Group.
Okay. Okay. Well, we
He
do.
didn't.
Did you
He
see
never
that? I
got
don't know.
that far. He died in the
Yeah,
trench.
I never
Remember?
played
he took his
TSG.
helmet off for some
He
reason.
took his
I don't
helmet
know
off in
why.
the
Well,
trench
Duke,
because somebody told him.
Wicket encouraged Wicket. Granny, you don't know this, but I've been trolled by people who are supposed to be my friends, and I was in space, and they were like, "Take off your helmet," and they were like, "No, it's safe to go in there," and it wasn't.
I don't think
And
anyone ever said it was safe.
Wicket said it's safe.
You know, he said to go in there. I'm not sure if he ever
He
said
didn't. He didn't
safe.
I
specify
never.
if it was safe. He just said go in there.
First of all, I have a bridge to sell you that you can jump off of. Second of all, you are an autonomous being. You can make decisions for yourself,
You don't
right?
know that.
At least the last time I checked,
I'm
but
not so
maybe
sure
that's
about that.
changed since
Yeah.
patch 4.8.3 A, B, or C. I don't know.
Well, joke's on you because I can make my own decisions, and I have jumped off a bridge before. So
So now
well,
we're cooking with quantum
we
flux.
do have some comments that you guys have left. You guys love to leave little comments on our YouTube videos, little comments on our podcast. Some of you like to write some stuff here in chat. So if you do have some comments, you can write them in chat. But we're going to start by Duke is going to read some of our comments that you've left over this past month on our YouTube videos.
Okay, looking at some YouTube comments. This was discussions about the worst ship in the game. Vidblitz says, "Oh man, that's too bad.
Nailed
I
it.
love my Raylan." To each their own, I guess. And they were confused because we were actually talking about the Suyulin, but thankfully, uh, Anthony Person 1179 said, "Sulin, numbnuts, not Raylan." So I just like
Love
it
the
when the community
polite.
helps each other out like that.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's so
Um,
helpful. Everyone's so
yeah.
helpful online.
Yeah.
It's heartwarming. I believe it was actually Murphy saying that the Perseus was the worst ship because it was a death trap. And John Bergax says my Perseus kill death ratio in PvP is 37-2.
Damn right.
Wow.
And that's all he said. I think it speaks for itself. He's saying
Yeah.
Murphy Jack
Murphy
sucks.
Jack sucks.
Um,
Skill
Worst
issue.
pilot I know.
Yep.
Granny
Very
Q,
well
Granny
known
Q
statistic.
would hit those pumped up numbers into Perseus. No problem.
Oh yeah,
Right?
totally.
Yeah. She's a turret queen. You put
Turret
her in one of
Queen,
those
baby.
turrets and that's it.
Hmm.
Captain Ison says, "Hello. Ever wonder when they will start fixing stuff that was lost with 4.0 instead of adding more broken things? Missions, functioning comm arrays, Grimhex, logic, etc." I don't know. What do you
Ooh,
guys think? Do you ever
Sounds like
wonder that?
they're just repeating something that has been repeated many times on the show.
yeah.
I've
Yeah.
got
I
much
think,
to say about
Let's
that
pause on
fact.
that one for a second here. Granny Q, that one's
yeah.
directed at you because you brought this up a little bit. When are they gonna fix some of the old shit?
I didn't bring that up.
Well, you said you just want things to work.
Well,
Well,
that's
who
true. I
doesn't?
did. I would like things to work. This is true. But I also like seeing new things. So, when are they going to fix it? If I work there, maybe I could give you an answer, but I don't work there. So I don't know.
I know
I
why.
know that's a terrible answer, isn't it?
No, that's fine. That works. Wicket knows why. Why Wicket?
Listen, I've been thinking about this, especially with the most recent revelations for 4.9 and how they're just dumpster firing the meta of ballistic repeaters and nerfing them into the ground by 50%, basically. And it's because this game isn't being designed and made for the end game right now. This game is, I think, being designed and made to continually keep the revenue flow going. For instance,
Oh,
why do you think, what's one of the biggest problems with one of the biggest ships? The Idris. Everybody loves the Idris if you're a Idris pilot. The problem with the Idris is the pilot can shoot the big gun. If the pilot couldn't shoot the big gun and needed a crew, all of a sudden it wouldn't be as valuable, or you'd have to actually have people flying with you. But most of the time, most of the people that buy that ship, they want to be able to pilot it solo and want to be able to do damage and do things. And of course, they have to develop to that metric because they have to keep selling that. That's a big giant revenue stream. You have to cater to these whales. Nobody ever got rich selling a $100 ship, but if you can sell a $1,600 ship, that's now you're selling.
That's the dream. All right, Duke.
So Vinny,
go for it.
Vinny made a comment. What he said, he wishes that they would not remove things to add things, that they would only add. And that's V. Sanchik.
Yeah, I'm with him. I think a lot of the removals came when they implemented server meshing, and then a lot of the old stuff didn't work anymore.
that's what they say.
That's what they
I
say.
don't know
And
if I
then,
believe it. I don't know.
I mean, obviously, it doesn't work anymore though, and it stopped
It looks
working.
pretty clear that's what's happened.
Right. And so
Because they deleted it. That's why it doesn't
well,
work.
if you
It's gone.
Why would they delete it?
I don't know. These are the questions you have to ask.
Okay.
Oh, they got it. They have to ask, will this sell another ship? Answer no.
Exactly.
Back
No,
burner.
delete it.
We'll get to
Gone.
it later.
I guess we'd never have any FPS gear then if y'all were in charge.
Yeah.
Well, they
So
sell
there's
that FPS gear, a lot of it.
Some of it.
I have another suggestion, other things from Black Hole Device here. He said for him, it's less about the pilot controlling the big gun. It's more about the pilot not even needing other players to do anything. For
Exactly.
example,
Yep.
he feels like players should need to manually load shells for the railgun or swap out lenses, capacitors for the laser. Engineering needs to be more than just a suggestion.
Absolutely. I can agree with that 100%.
I like the
I agree
idea
with
of the
that.
lens for the big laser.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. Like it got
Carry all
I
the
think it was
SATRACs
smart.
with you.
like you
That's a
got
great
5
idea.
shots out of it, and then somebody's got to swap out that lens. That would be cool.
I predict we get that at 1.5.
I have a couple here from our live chat here. Savior Race says, I'd really like for them to bring the money from nothing mission back. That is Ghost Hollow. Yep, that is Ghost Hollow. I'd like to see that back too.
My favorite comment from Savior Race though was the perfect mission is one where we stuff Wicklow in a bag and send him off to a military black site, like at the end of Indiana Jones, and don't have to use the work of an entire org to get one person a reward.
That doesn't surprise me from Savior Ace. I know him very, very well. And I know how he feels about Wicklow.
They should put Wicklow in a ship and make a new mission where you have to catch him.
Oh yeah, like you have to
Wicklow
like
escapes.
snare him.
Oh,
You gotta
Wicklow
go there,
escapes
Xenothreat
chase
synthesizer
him down with a
office.
mantis. That would be cool.
And then
But would you get to board his ship and kill him?
Well, I don't know. Maybe you
Yeah.
keep
I mean, no.
him hostage.
No, you have a giant net and you have to shoot the net at him. And then his ship is in this net and you got to take him back
The
to
net gun?
net gun.
Again with the net gun?
Look, it's a good mechanic. I don't know what you have against
That's
it.
dumb.
Name a game that has that mechanic.
Stellaris.
Really?
Yeah,
Wait,
dude.
no, it doesn't.
Yeah, you catch giant worms and stuff. Ask Blay. But you can't ask Blay because Blay's not here. But you know who is here today, raising their hand down there in the audience? Granny Q, you know that guy. Can you see the audience?
Sorry, say again?
Can you see our audience there in Discord?
I think she's got her.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. This little man raising his hand. You know him. You've spoken to him before. It is Murphy Jack.
Also a bike enthusiast.
Also a bike.
No, I can't. Why can I not
Grandpa
see that?
knows.
Maybe I'd click over
All right,
here, maybe?
let's get this ship back on rails. Hurry up.
Murphy Jack, welcome to
Back
Open
on
Comms Radio,
rails.
your Star Citizen call-in show. Feel free to call in. You know, you get it, Murphy Jack. You've been here before. Murphy
Hi,
Jack.
Jack.
Whoa.
Hello.
What's going
Hello.
on? All right, I'll step away. Goodness.
Got a little
Don't
romance
let
going
me.
on here.
Hey,
Get in between
Nice
you.
to meet
put that
Granny
moo.
in person
We need
finally.
that moo.
All these jokers in here. Yeah.
Murphy Jack,
Wow.
what's your pitch for a perfect mission?
Oh my God. You
Your perfect mission,
I-
not your
for one
perfect day
thing-
with Granny Q.
my hand, my hand is like falling asleep. I've been holding it forever, and you guys have just been.
Okay.
We went from the best mission to giving
As
me
soon as
shit
you
about the
raised your hand,
Perseus.
Arthur
Listen,
messaged me and he was
the
like, "Hey,
thing
let's
with the Perseus,
do some comments."
yeah, I'm sure. But the thing with the Perseus is that my personal experience in that
Is
thing
that you're not very
has
good with it.
been.
We got that.
Listen, I don't fly it. I'm in the gunner seat, and
I fly
it's
it.
not been a good experience. But
All right, name
to the
drop.
question, right?
Who's your pilot? Who's the pilot of your Perseus?
It did no. So to your question, the missions, right? I it's loaded for me. So if we're gonna go with the PVE, and I think that's kind of what we're all going
No.
towards, right? The
If you've got an
PVE
idea for a
story.
P versus P mission, we could do that.
If it's PvP,
What
why
I
would you
was
say P versus P?
okay.
P versus,
P
because
versus.
it is. It's P versus P.
Sorry, let's let
Oh
Murphy Jack
Jesus.
talk. Sorry, Murph.
That'd be like
Sorry.
P player versus player.
Thank you, Granny.
Well,
You're welcome.
you know, some days in Star Citizen, but
True.
you go back to I know Granny's sort of new to SC, and some of you guys, I don't know if you experienced the first jump town where it was a glitch and it became a
Beautiful.
PvP hotspot, and it was like it was just organic in PvP, and it was so much fun because there wasn't anything like that before, and then it graduated into Jump Town 2.0. But it was all PvP, and it all depended on people actually doing it. But when we were doing it and had the conga line going of helping people and getting the drugs out for ourselves and like having to get them out through like ballistas, people dropped ballistas and we didn't know it, and we had to fly actually fly in the ridges to get out and then come down in the redeemers when they didn't suck. We'd come down the redeemers, skim the ground. Our org was like known for that, coming down to the ground and skimming with redeemers to get the ballistas. That was all fun, but it was all player made. The only thing that CIG did is put this bunker in. Well, it wasn't a bunker. They put this building in with a machine that spit a box out that was worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
So for me, obviously lean a little more towards the PvP. To me, that's always more exciting. The contested zone loop is amazing, I think, for what we have
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
now, right? Like we
I
have
like them on the
Contested
how
feedback
zone.
many
surveys. What a more contested zone style
I
content.
mean, how many ships have we've pulled well over 150 ships by now? And it's
Yeah.
just you never know what you're going to get, but again, it's depends on if the people are there. How many times we run through a CZ and not see anybody? I mean, almost I would say more than half, really, other than Ruin. But when you get to what I think the question is to me is PvE story missions. And like Hobo said, the TSG Tactical Strike Group was when we first played it, we're like, wow, this is really cool. This is what they showed us in the trailer at CitizenCon Direct. But it just kind of fell short for me. And I think most of us towards the end where Gabe leaves, you escort him out. It's just another escort mission, shooting ships, blah blah blah. I was hoping that we would get like things from what we saw at ASD that got introduced, things that got introduced at Rockbreaker, because usually when they give us these big missions, they kind of throw in all the stuff they've been testing. Like think back when we first got the key cards thing, and you go in your inventory and it had like a yellow bracket around it, and you're like, oh, quest item. Well, now you got the key cards to open up the hangars. You got all this. Why couldn't there be like think from the ASD, the final part of engineering wing, where it's 0G and that big ball and you're flying around with the radiation. Why couldn't it be we have TSG going in, blowing up the coolers and everything, but then when we get to the power core, you have to like drop people in there in the Stay Puft suits, the big radiation suits that they have to EVA over and disable these in FPS or something, incorporate more from all these other missions into that what end game mission that TSG was supposed to be, or we thought it was supposed to be, because it's really not that hard. And I know there was a big argument about being able to solo things and all that, but I really feel like TSG being the crowning event that's geared towards well organized orgs, it should be super complicated. It should have everything. It should have the the puzzles of like the fuses that we had to tractor through the fences to open the doors. There'd be 3 fuses. I don't know if you guys have seen it. In the red card bunkers, you tractor 3 fuses in, the door opens, you can get in, get more loot, like stuff like that. And then like where you have to craft the lenses at Rockbreaker, we got to craft something quick with, maybe we had to bring material, maybe we had to bring some ore with us and sneak it in somehow in 8 SU's boxes, guard the guy carrying the box, fabricate.
Like a
I
vault
just,
door. Think like that. Oh, what's that crime game where you're breaking into stuff and it's waves of
Payday.
cops and stuff? Payday. Like you've got to assemble the laser to break into a vault door and make it an optional objective, maybe. But
yeah,
like have
I
that
just,
there. That'd be cool. Better than
I
a
mean,
key card.
all the ingredients are there. They're already all there in the game where they could like, do this. And, we know CIG listens to the show, right? So,
Yeah.
but
Fire
come on,
extinguisher jetpack.
Well,
Fire
we
that's
got
extinguisher
to do
jetpack. That was
another.
Murphy. That's kind of
solid evidence.
what Granny Q was talking about like puzzles. That's kind of like a kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
puzzle. Like you have to assemble something. You have to
Yep.
figure out how to do it. It's not just going around shooting something. I mean, pew pew is cool and fun,
Yes.
but
yeah. But and I have both streams going, but I'm watching Granny's, and
Oh,
I
okay.
see Black Hole had a really good
Yep.
thing that he said, and it's something that we've actually talked in our org meetings, is that we end up these storyline missions that are, I wouldn't say cookie cutter or whatever, but these storyline missions that after you do them a couple times, you know how they're going to go. Our org, we end up optimizing the fun out of it. It just
Yeah.
becomes a grind. Like what happened with Rockbreaker with us. Now we're going in there. We're not even taking the Rockbreaker mission. We're taking the investigate person mission, and boom, we're just in there mining Sardrix. But it's to fuel our org machine, and I feel like that makes sense for the here and now. But once we hopefully get the base building and everything, these locations have more of a meaning, because now we're like using it to maintain our base. Maybe does that make it more exciting, or does it still optimize the fun out of it? It's
Well, that's
kind
why
of
I'd like to see something more. Just bring back Jumptown. Like have
Yeah,
a
I've heard a lot of
facility,
people say that. I've heard a lot of people say bring
and
back Jumptown.
and it doesn't have to be the drugs anymore, right? Because that's not really worth it. People aren't really grinding for money, but have one of the mining facilities, and all of a sudden it's pumping out 1,000 quality mineral, whatever the heck, whatever it
it doesn't
is,
even need to be that,
and
dude. If there were a machine that were pumping out purple armor, 1% of the time, maybe Jar Jar and Granny
no,
Q
no,
hanging out,
no, no, no.
keeping
But can you
guard.
imagine? And because the other nice thing about the Jumptown, right? And this is Jumptown's sort of the opposite end of the spectrum of what we've been talking about. We've been talking about these curated, great puzzle experiences, et cetera, which is very PVE. But Jumptown was great with the
See, Duke, why
PvP
don't why
just
don't?
because.
Oh, there you go. I was
Wait,
gonna say,
wait,
why
wait,
don't
wait,
you
wait.
say
Listen,
P versus
because
E?
because anyone could do it, right? Big
listen,
orgs fought over that, but it was also at the exact same time open to individuals. Like if you were smart, just as a single player, you could sneak in, or just drop in with a low signature ship, or walk in from a little further out, steal a few boxes while the big guys were like piling them up by the doors, and then you get out of there. And you were like, sweet, it was really exciting. You got some cash, and that was good gameplay. And they could do that again. They don't have to spend CIG. I know you're listening. You don't have to spend tons of time, you know, putting together a huge new mission with lots of assets. Just take one of the mining bases, have it spew out some high quality goo, and the people will come and they'll fight over it and they'll think it's fantastic.
All you need is a valuable resource that's required to make something else. And this goes hand in hand with every MMO game ever. Inventory, crafting, economy. You make a rare resource that's only found in limited supply and limited locations, you're going to generate conflict, you're going to generate emergent gameplay, you're going to generate PvE, PvP, mostly PvP, hopefully, because the AI has gotten better, but it's
But
still
I'd
missing the
argue
mark.
it hasn't in some sense. Like was it the Statorix, whatever? How often have we run into other players when we've been grinding for that stuff?
Yeah, that's was CIG pitched that. Like CIG
Right.
pitched that for, and then they
And the
chickened
Hathor
out.
facility. When was the last time that we really
Well,
fought for Hathor?
well, Hathor, there's always somebody there. But the
Hathor's
Satirix
still
mining
busy.
the QV breakers, I can speak to that because I've mined thousands and thousands of Satirix to make mining heads. And doing the QV breaker run, I've run into one other team ever and killed them. And then somehow some dude found me under the landing pad while I was waiting for a pickup. He
But see,
radared
like
in on me somehow. That's I thought was a hack, but
all this depends on people being there. It depends on the players, right?
yeah.
For the content. Otherwise, it's just like think
Well,
when we went to Jump Town and nobody was there. We just went, tractored shit, flew away, and boom, our
Well,
money.
I mean, I don't know that this is going to happen while the game is in the state it's in, where it's a buggy, we're 4.83, things have gotten so bad again that they've had to roll back changes that were coming in 4.9 to 4.10 and 4.11. Now we're going to get a neutered 4.10, or 4.9, I mean, and because they're having to backpedal and fix shit and whatever. Okay, all fine and good. We're not going to get all this really in-depth content until the game is at a more stable development level. We constantly are wanting more new stuff to have. I would constantly want more stuff just to work. That would be just awesome.
Well,
There's
Savior,
plenty of game here, but half of it doesn't work correctly.
And I
Savior
think it's
Ace
hard.
writes in chat, guys. Right, essentially now, unless you want to essentially start your own mining org, crafting just isn't happening. Like I've probably tried mining for a total of about 15 hours this patch and found maybe
That's all.
one patch of rocks that I could even crack, let alone that was decent quality.
Yeah, that comes into orgs. Joining a good org is like the thing that keeps
Or having a
it's
mining
kept a
monkey
lot of
that
us
gets it
around,
for
right?
you.
Yeah,
But it's
Well,
certainly
yeah,
I've
kept
done
me
plenty
playing
of
more.
mining, and I've
'cause I
found
was just
plenty of high quality, and we've done plenty of crafting. Every one of our consistent players in our guild, and yes, we're in a
Org,
guild, god damn it.
org.
Um, every one of the consistent players in our has all crafted weapons, has all crafted armor. A lot of people have crafted ship components.
Not me.
Everybody that does any mining in our guild has a crafted
You're not
mining
consistent
laser.
enough.
And a lot of people that aren't even consistent have crafted stuff, and we've done that on a shoestring. But by shoestring budget, I mean there haven't been a lot of people mining. There's a lot more people mining in our group now than there
Yeah.
ever has been. But mining is such a slog, and you really have to, you have to really be in it for the game to want to do it. It's a slog for sure. But when you do find good stuff, it's super rewarding, and you can make some amazing gear, make some amazing mining gear, and it pays for itself almost instantly because you're able to do so much more than you could before.
Granny, have you mined at all? Does that interest
A little
you?
bit. I find it a little bit repetitive and a little bit boring, except when I blow stuff up. That's cool. But then I die. Anyway, I wanted to read what Black Hole has to say. He's always got interesting takes, and what he said was his problem with the mining system currently that it's a mind-numbing lottery.
Yeah.
You can, pardon me, you can have a fully crude. Unless you have a fully crude mole, and then when you go to the refinery, you get the exact same quality material out out of it, and that's not what refining is. You're removing impurities and
Well,
improving the quality of the material, and all of the low quality materials shouldn't be useless. You should be able to refine lower quality into higher quality materials and a cost of quantity, and you should be able to sacrifice way more of the lower quality material to be able to get higher quality resources out of it. That's how it works IRL. And you can take a super crappy gold, quality gold, dissolve it into a solution, chemically extract that gold, then precipitate it out of a solution and get a highly pure gold dust that you then smelt into a highly pure ingot.
Yes. And you know,
Preaching to the
100%.
choir, Granny.
yeah, dude, I've had the idea
100%.
that it should be called purity instead of quality. If you call it
Well, we've
purity,
talked about this in past episodes,
yeah,
and we talked about the quality metric is just garbage. All right, having quality. What the hell is a quality iron? There's no such thing. There's a purity level maybe,
Yeah.
or there's less, stuff in it that you fix in refining. Yes, we've talked about that over several shows. We've talked that topic to death. I mean, I know I'm boring people most of the time when I'm talking about it, but what I'm talking about as far as mining is concerned right now is I'm talking about taking advantage of the game that we have, the systems
right.
they have, the way they're designed, and the way we have access to them currently. It can be done. You can find high quality stuff. You can build high quality stuff. We have dedicated events in our group that we go out and run just to get blueprints. Then we have other days we run just to go looking for to do mining. And 90% of the time we're not mining, we're scouting. We're looking for the high quality stuff. It's doable, but you have to put in the effort, and it's a lot of effort. And the payoff, some may argue, is it worthwhile? But I'm thinking of this as a prelude to something better down the road, because in every MMO game I've ever been a part of, mining or gathering resources and refining, crafting, it's all part of this big picture that makes up the game and makes up the economy of the game. And it's a necessary part of the game to make it worthwhile playing. Every MMO has this to some extent. And right now, CIG is by far missing the mark. That's 100%. But
Well,
this is step one, and I say baby step one of a hopefully tiered process to once we finally get to the end result that's an adequate system for mining, refining, crafting, and the whole economy.
well, to play devil's advocate a little bit, I mean, crafting is very new, right? So there is that. But us being the salty veterans, we know how it's going to go. So I get what you're saying, but it's still new. At least they got rid of the 1,000 quality, right? Or the 1,000 different
Different
qualities. Now they're
variations,
down to
yeah.
what, 8? I think 8
qualities,
is.
yeah.
All right. Well, anyone want to say anything really quick before I bring up our next guest here? No. We have a new caller in the chat. Well, he's called in before, but we're gonna invite him on up
No,
here.
he's not new. He's a
called
salty
in.
veteran now.
A salty veteran.
A salty veteran.
It's Eastwood Jones. Thank you for
That's right.
joining
I
Open Comms
qualify
Radio.
for occasional.
Occasional caller, Eastwood Jones. Eastwood Jones, what is your pitch for the perfect mission?
All right, guys, just stay with me now. First off, it's not a mission that you go and hit F1 and pick off your contract tab. I'd like to see something that's like if I'm mining, I crack a rock and it's super rare, but when the rock cracks open, some kind of artifact comes out. You put it in your inventory, and then you get a comm message sent to you where it's like, hey, I'll make it worth your while. Come see me in area 18. I'm in one of the back alleys. And then on the way, someone else comes, hey, I know that so and so said he'd give you money. He's a scoundrel. I'll give you more. And it's something to where it's almost like, I'm going to age myself, but back in the 80s, I used to read these choose your own adventures.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah, and it's like, how do you read a book more than once and keep the spirit of it and the fun in it? And I think that this is a way where you got just some option, and it's not something you could just do every day, it becomes something. And hell, I could even see you find the artifact. It could end up being worth something. Be worth a ton, several million, or it could be worth 20,000. You don't know until you go through the mission chain. But imagine what that could mean for when we finally get like player auction houses in the main landing zones and different people wanting you to go see them at different locations. I think that's where the missions can get some depth and replayability without always having to be necessarily just PvP involved, or someone that likes exploration, there's their little carrot you can dingle in front of them. But I just think it's something that you don't press F1 for and just select it out of a list and do it for the 20th time and think you're going to get anything different out of it. It's got to be, like several of y'all said, organic.
Organic and maybe
Yeah.
player driven. Right. The decisions, that's what makes it an MMO and not a single player and not another game, is that we are making the decisions to do what we're going to do. When Granny Q is
Oh, yeah,
pirating you and she decides to let you go if you pay her off, that's gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not a mission. That's
Well, it's a mission for Granny
That's-
Q.
yes, it's true. But like a mission from a game dev standpoint needs to be something crafted by the devs and has to have some sort of structure. Like I love all the sandbox activities. I love being able, and I love having like player-driven activities. We need more of that, and CIG can provide stuff like that, like what Murph said, with sort of PvP focused events and activities and areas. But a mission to me is ultimately it's going to have some E in it, and I know that that's not exactly what some people want, but it needs to be some level of E involved with the PvPvE aspects, and it needs to be either one or the other or both. But it can't be just entirely PvP because that's not a mission anymore. That's an activity.
I think the devs adding choice. I mean, back in 2011, there was this little game called Skyrim that came out. And
Oh my God,
Moving on.
dude. Oh, get over it.
early
Move
on,
on.
you could go and make a choice whether, there's like a girl in a bar or something, and, the guys are looking for, and you can actually choose which direction you went with that.
Yep.
I think none of our missions allow for choice. None of our missions allow for the player to really interact other than follow the rails on this roller coaster. I think that CIG could introduce some variability and it ups the playability, because you're right. If it is a mission, it means that the devs had to do it, which means it's going to have only so many possible outcomes. But right now, all of our missions only have one.
That's fair.
So-
Yeah.
Black Hole pointed out that we used to have contracts that were player driven. Like when someone took out the comm array, everybody would get a maintenance alert to put the comms back up, or we'd get a security alert to take out intruders at Korea. So I think that would be a nice thing to bring back, is those sorts of things that when you're doing something, you risk getting your butt blown out off,
Mhm.
killed. That didn't come out well.
Getting your butt
It
blown
did.
off is
It
something
did.
different.
No, perfectly. We understand.
I'm also very distracted because they're using the Delulu cam like back to back to back on me.
What's the Delulu cam?
Sorry. Changes my face to various things, and Pazriel's turning me into all kinds
that's
of
done.
old style movie people.
That's done by people in your chat. I was wondering what was going
Yes.
on.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure you knew it was happening.
I do. I'm trying so hard to concentrate on the conversation. Okay.
It's awesome.
Is that when they turn your face into like a shark or something, or like a Joker?
A cat. I saw the cat.
Yeah, in this case, let's see, what's this? Evelyn Vance. It says it's 40s actresses is what he's doing.
Oh well, that's prime
Black
Hollywood.
Hole said contracts still make sense. It's its own gameplay loop. You're playing as a contractor. Maybe you're a security contractor or a hauling contractor. You're just a self-employed person in this universe. That said, I fully agree. Some of the best fun you have is the stuff you do when you don't even have a contract. We need things that do that that don't require a contract. And thank you for the follow, Eastwood Jones.
Oh, very good. Eastwood. Yeah,
No, you didn't, Pat.
you know what? This I'm looking at like the gameplay footage that I got playing right here, and the game is so beautiful. Star Citizen is really gorgeous in ways that other games just
Yeah.
aren't. And I feel like we never take advantage of that. I was doing a lot of these box delivery missions, which they thankfully brought back. And if you've been listening to the show, you know that I've been grinding away at the FTL because it's a mystery organization
Because
right
nobody
now,
else
and
is.
nobody else is. But the thing I really enjoy about it is that I get to go to different places. You go to what are they called? The big commodity stations,
Distribution center.
Distribution
distribution
center.
centers, and you're flying all over the planet, and it's just something that you don't get. And I feel like recently CIG has been trying to put us into tiny little boxes with the content that they've been delivering. Whether it's the ASD facility or whatever the flying one is where you fly into the thing. What are we calling that? Whatever.
The
The
flying
TSG.
to flying the thing.
It's the when you fly
That's
into
what
the
it's called.
hole. You fly, you
The
you
strike
back
group.
up into the hole. You know what I'm talking about. The strike
Oh, I
group.
haven't
Back
done
up
that
in
one
the,
yet.
you're gonna need some more specifics here.
They're all very small spaces, and the game is so large and so epic.
Huge, beautiful spaces that
And
they have
so
all over
beautiful.
the
Mhm.
place.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
How
Mhm.
This is a question for everybody. How can CIG better utilize the large, beautiful world space that they have?
Mhm.
How can we, enjoy that space more thoroughly, other than, just being thrown
Exploration
into
gameplay.
Ever told you you're such a maestro with words?
things, babe?
Mhm.
We could start maybe Granny Q.
Uh,
Granny Q, what would you do to enjoy the environment of Star
Put
Citizen?
up shopping malls. I'm kidding.
I was flying.
Pave it
I
over.
was flying from
Strip
Europe.
mall.
Put up a
Wineries,
parking lot.
wineries on every block.
There you go. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Here's an interesting. Oh gosh, they've turned me into Wonder Woman again. Here's an interesting thing that happened one time that I actually got to enjoy the open space. It was actually very cute. I don't know if you guys know who Todd Fox is. If you don't, you should. He's amazing. He decided one time we were going to go on this sort of date thing, and then we had a third that came along, so we had a completely had a
Grandpa Q
chaperone.
know
But
about this?
yeah. So he flew me over. I don't even know what planet it was on, but there was this water, and he had one of the 4-wheel vehicles, and we drove across the water, and we got out, and it was supposed to be this thing. That kind of stuff's fun, where you're just enjoying the scenery and enjoying it for what it is. Like much like if you take a hike in the mountains. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll say I don't hate your idea of the winery. I mean, to be a player,
Dave, wouldn't
honestly
that be
though,
great?
because it's a harvestable, it's something you can grow. You probably need resources for it. If I could come to your winery, Granny, if I could deliver you grapes and soil and fertilizer, on a
Oh
regular
yeah.
basis, you know what I mean?
I'd just sit there and make and drink wine all day. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great. And they already actually have the mechanics for being drunk in the game. I don't know if you've ever
I
gotten
know.
sloshed and okay, of course.
I have. I
So,
mean, I hear it's fun. Yeah, that's what I meant.
yeah, I've seen stuff, whatever, like it just popped up in my algo. But yeah, they're already on the way there. Yeah. Eastwood Jones, do you have any ideas for
Pickles.
how they could better utilize the space?
I think that getting us to the locations they've already made, there's a lot that they could do. There's a lot of back alleys in the landing zones. There's bars at all the rest stops. I mean, hey,
Yeah.
if we continue the whole space distillery idea, the space winery, what if Granny's wine is only available at a certain bar in
Yeah.
Stanton or something? People would make the trip just for that, and I think that that's kind of embellishing given something for the spaces we already have. That way it gets us moving, gives us a reason to go to that, instead of just going to Baijini Point, let me go to Area 18.
Or on the outskirts of Area 18.
I'll make a wonderful pickle wine.
You lost
get
me.
drunk on the
You lost me, Granny.
pickle wine.
Yeah, what?
Pickle
No,
wine.
the pickles in the game. The pickles in the game.
I know.
The ones that kill
high.
you?
Well, if
I
you
think
eat
I made
enough, they
Jar Jar eat
do.
one of those once.
They just get you high if you only eat a
A
couple
little
of
high.
them.
I'm down with that. That's cool. That's cool.
Wonder
Yeah,
what a
pickle wine,
Patambu
see?
wine would taste like.
Murphy Jack, how could you better utilize the space?
Better utilize what? Safe
The
space.
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 The
Space?
grandiose space. Have you been listening, Murphy Jack?
I'll tell you right now. The E1, the 890 jump, 600i, get the PVE taxi missions. Touring. Storm walls, little spoiler. Storm wall
Oh, he
tour,
said it. He said it.
discovery tour.
Murphy Jack, why are
Like
you saying
the
that?
touring missions. Make it a like you gotta take old Jared around to New Babbage and take him over Lorville and take him over here. And you get paid to do it and you get rep.
Did you
Justice Sider said he'd like to see fragile explosive cargo missions, and I think that's a great idea.
like we had in 3.14? Right before your time,
Yeah, with
Granny.
Probably
the
right
Therium,
before my time.
Right before your
was it
time.
Diluthermex or something?
Yeah,
The blue one.
it would explode. Hobo, how could you
Yeah.
better use the space?
Well, one answer is base building. That would get us to an environment and stick around when there's nothing there already. But yeah, utilizing the space we already have would be a good start. Like I was exploring one of the pyro sites for, I don't know, CFP, I think it was, or Headhunters, and just walking around, and there's just all these rooms in this facility that I've just never been to. Like all these buildings, there's props, there's environmental stuff, like all that stuff. Like what is it used for? Nothing. Just absolutely nothing. It goes back to the distribution center problem where they seem to have big ideas for it and then just haven't utilized them at all because
We
they're
spent so
massive.
much time on them. So much time.
And like at the beginning, we spent a fair amount of time with that. Like I did, and a few others did, but then like there was never a reason to go back to them. The missions just vanished for them, and even the missions they had were kind of broken and like eased opportunities for more things to do there, but just never got used and then lost during the sharding.
It's sharding.
That's what I heard too.
That is a technical term.
Wicket, how could CIG help us to better utilize the beautiful environments they've created?
Chart.
What?
I think be cool if the Vandal would attack, and then you get like a notification. Oh, base XYZ under attack.
Oh yeah, easy.
And you can come over and like they really attack and they get inside and it starts like as a ship mission, but then eventually they've breached the perimeter. Now you got to get on foot and clear the station, and then once you're in, you can decide, oh, I'm going to side with the Vandal or I'm going to
No.
side against the Vandal.
No,
Yeah,
I don't think
definitely.
you can.
Yes.
They rage.
Yes.
I guess
But the Vandal don't side with you, so they may still kill you, but you're now an enemy, and now you're hostile to all the players and shit too. I think that would be cool.
I guess if you can fly a Vandal ship.
Yeah, they're great, as you know.
Well, Skeeter says that's a great idea, Wicket. Random Vandal attacks. He enjoys it. Speaking of Skeeter, sorry about that. We had a giveaway the last 3 weeks. Every once in a while, we do giveaways here on Open Comms Radio. Granny, you do giveaways too, I've seen.
I do.
Yeah.
Sig gifts me game packages.
Sig gifts you them. That's interesting.
Yes.
CIG, what's wrong with
I'm
you,
not quite.
CIG doesn't
Well,
give
I'm not
me
the only one. There are several, but many streamers who are gifted game
Look at those
packages and
guys.
shipped from
Jar
Sig.
Jar's just jealous because we've never gotten any.
Well, here's what we're gonna do.
Well, it
Veggie just steals
didn't
all our
happen
ideas.
by itself. I don't think.
Mm.
Oh, you reached out. You said Papa
Not
Chris Roberts.
exactly. I
Chris
met some
Roberts.
SIG people, and they had seen my stream and they liked me, and the next thing I know, I was in.
Hot dog. Well, speaking of someone who is in, the winner of our giveaway. Duke, what do we call this giveaway this time?
Oh God, the giveaway. Hold on. This
The name's
was
Oh God, the
this was
giveaway.
It should have
That should
been.
have been the name.
This is the Open Comms Radio Alien Week, Pride Month, Juneteenth, Father's Day, Summer Solstice, Independence Day giveaway.
That's right. The Open Comms Radio Alien Week, Pride Month, Juneteenth, Father's Day, Summer Solstice, Independence Day giveaway for the end of June, beginning of July. We have a winner. It is Skeeter. Skeeter, congratulations. You have won the monthly store bundle. What is it called? The Zulin, this Ixlin, the one with the alien skull helmet and the crossbow.
Wow,
Yeah, the
that's
Ixcara
that's a
bundle.
good that's a good giveaway.
Yeah.
Good giveaway. I told you all you'd like it. If you didn't
Yeah, it's
sign
not
up
as good
for
as
it,
showering with your dad, but
not
What
as
was
good
the
as-
last giveaway? What was the prize?
It was Shower with Your Dad Simulator 2015, which is actually a really good
Okay.
game. Actually, Granny, if you want, I'll throw you a copy. You can play it on stream. You might actually.
Sorry,
your
I
community might
didn't hear
like it.
you because I had noises going off.
Shower with Your
What
Dad
did you
Simulator
say?
2015. That's not this giveaway, but if you want a copy, Granny, I'll throw you a copy of Shower with Your Dad. Anyway, Skeeter, you have won the Ixara. I don't know how to say it. Zakara. I think it's Zakara bundle. I'm gonna send that to you later, Skeeter, later tonight. So congratulations, buddy. Congratulations. Now what we're gonna do is we're yeah, Gran.
I just wanted to point out the name of that giveaway could have just been the inclusive giveaway, and it would have saved a lot of time. I'm just saying, the all-inclusive giveaway.
that's not our style.
That's not how we
Granny.
do things here.
Oh,
Granny Q.
okay.
Yeah,
This
We
channel is
have
very
precision.
verbose.
Yes.
We don't strive for
Simplicity.
precision or
and we celebrate all the
simplicity.
holidays. That's why I never work.
Celebrate.
Yeah.
Same here.
Very good. Well, we are coming up toward the end of the show, the 90 minutes. Granny, thank you so much for joining us and putting up with us today. I'm stoked.
Oh, you mean I don't get to share my thought?
Your singular
What
thought.
Yeah, you
one
want to share a
thought.
thought? Yeah.
Do.
You can share a thought.
I want to share my thought on the state of the game. Okay, and I'll tell you where this came from. I was watching YouTube one day, and there was an older fella, almost my age, who started talking about Star Citizen, and a lot of people in the comments, game is broken. Oh, it's a scam. Blah 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 blah. I want to read to you what I wrote because I think it really kind of describes how we should be thinking about this game rather than it's broke, it's a scam. Why don't they? We're so quick to complain, aren't we?
Yeah.
And I'm kind of more of a positive thinker. Here's what I wrote in this man's comment. Is the game broken? Maybe. Sometimes. Not always. I think it's a diamond being worked from the rough, and sometimes a good surface gets a little nick on it. And they glue it back on, and the glue mucks up the works. And eventually the glue becomes one with the diamond in progress. And we start that process all over again. And sometimes you have more than one person nicking the sides on opposite sides, and they don't even know they're doing it to each other. But it still happens. They glue it, they patch it up, they do it all over again. And one day, I believe this diamond will be exactly what Daddy Chris envisions, and I hope that I'll still be alive to see it. Whether one considers it as a scam or considers it as something worthwhile depends on attitude, love of game, and vision. It helps to also have a dose of patience and a dose of humility. I mean, I invested comparatively little, and I get to play what could become the greatest game that ever existed. And it's an honor to be a part of something so big, honestly. But no one can change my mind as I laugh my way through elevators to nowhere, being stuck inside space station structural parts, or crashing into invisible asteroids. Except maybe the ones that I hit because I wasn't watching. But nobody ever accused me of being a top-notch gamer. So anyway, haters, because they killed your cousin, go for it. What you got to say about that?
Holy shit, Granny.
They got your cousin.
I got your cousin.
Very good,
Very
Well
Granny.
said.
Yeah.
insightful.
That's my opinion. I think it's a great game, and we spend way too much time complaining and not enough time saying we get to be a part of this.
Yeah.
We need more guests like Granny.
So say we all.
Yeah.
So say we all. Yeah, very cool. Granny Q, what are you watching right now?
What do you mean? What am I watching?
What are you watching on TV? Do you watch TV? You watch movies? HBO
Occasionally,
Max.
I watched. No, I occasionally watch things on TV, specific programs. I'm not a huge TV watcher, but there's specific things that we like to watch, like Oak Island. What's that? Something at Oak Island. The Secret of Oak Island, or whatever it's called.
Is that the
Mystery of
Knight
Oak Island, whatever
Knight
it's called.
Templar, like the Knight Templar thing or whatever?
It's where they're digging up this island in Canada off of Nova Scotia, and they're
Yeah.
trying to find this treasure. And yeah, nice Templar have to
Interesting.
do with it. I enjoy watching that because you get a lot of history out of that.
The
And I
Curse
love
of
watching
Oak
cooking
Island.
shows like Master Chef, Curse of Oak Island. That's it. Thank you, Black Hole. I like watching Master Chef and Top Next Level Chef. Sometimes I watch Chopped. I
I like the old
Grandpa
school
and I.
Japanese Iron Chef. That was good stuff.
Yeah, that was cool too. Grandpa and I enjoy watching America's Got Talent, and I enjoy watching The Voice. So a lot of different things, but nothing like I don't go to one channel. There's just specific programs I've watched forever and a year.
Yeah. Well, the reason I'm asking, Granny.
And I've started watching The Expanse.
There
Yes,
we
Black
go.
Hole, I
What's
started
up?
watching The
Hey.
Expanse. I haven't been able to quite get on board with it yet. I stopped watching it because I was so confused.
I was asking because I was wondering if you come from like a sci-fi background, if that's something that envelops, your existence.
I grew up with the original Star Trek, and I never missed an episode.
Cool.
A true fan.
Very cool.
What's that?
A true fan.
Oh yes, definitely a true fan. And I'm sorry, it's always going to be Star Trek for me, not Star Wars. Although I did enjoy Star Wars, Star Trek is always going to be like. And I didn't watch all of the different series, mostly the first one, and the movies. That was it.
The first one of the movies.
What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie, or I'm sorry, I'm
Your
lost in
favorite movie from the movie period. So the Captain Kirk
What's
movies.
your favorite Star Trek movie?
Oh, the Captain Kirk. Oh heck, I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Don't have a
They all
favorite?
blend together after when you get to my age. It's been that long ago. They all blend together.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah, I get that too.
But my favorite movie of all time is The Princess Bride.
Yeah,
Nice.
Granny, you have
Switch.
such good taste.
Inconceivable.
And see, that guy said something about a bird flying from somewhere that I got mixed up with your earlier thing.
He might have.
I'm racking my
It was a
brain.
riddle, and Dread Pirate Roberts said something along the same lines. Well, did it come from here or there? But it came from here, and if you'd known that, then you'd have known this. So they had this little argument with the line.
Yeah.
That was the
Oh,
one
well,
I
that
got
was talking about the
confused with.
iocane powder being from Australia.
Oh, yes. And where it
And
comes
Australia
from.
is populated entirely with criminals. Criminals are used to not being trusted. as
Still
I am
is,
not trusted
actually.
by you.
Interesting enough.
Well, that's what I got mixed up with the Monty Python bit. So,
There we go. We figured it out, Granny.
Yeah, we figured it out.
Oh, very cool, very cool. Anything anyone wants to throw in here before we end the show? Anyone dying to say anything?
Wicket's still the only one that watches Wheel of Fortune.
Hey, somebody has to go off the
Yeah.
air.
Who's hosting Wheel of Fortune?
Oh.
Isn't it
Drew
Drew
Carey?
Carey or
I think it's
No,
Drew
Drew
Carey.
Carey.
Oh, no,
Drew
Price
Carey
is
does
Right.
Price is Right.
Price is Right?
Wow.
We don't know.
That's a good question.
How about
Can-
whose
Vanna
line
White.
it is anyway? I
Spay
like
and
that
neuter
one.
your pets.
Ryan Seacrest.
Ryan
Ryan
Seacrest?
Seacrest?
Are you
Get out
serious?
of
He's the
here.
host of Wheel of Fortune. Wow.
That's
Oh
what
my
he's
That's
God.
doing
insane.
He's probably paid
Oh.
$30 million a year to work for.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I'd say how far he's fallen or how far he's fallen up. I don't really know.
He's
It
fine.
might be a
He's
lateral
fine. He's
move.
doing all right. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I don't know him, but I know
Clearly.
enough. Ryan Seacrest is doing all right.
He hosts some New Year's stuff.
That's the job you want, dude. You want to be that. You know how like Dick Clark did the Rock in New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
He did for like 30
forever.
years. That was all he did. You know, 40 years. I don't know.
How about Vanna
kinda-
White?
Dick Clark did all kinds of stuff before then.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
But
But that was way
after,
before our time. Look at.
Yeah, and then he
It wasn't
That
way
might,
retired.
have
before
been,
my
that might be
time.
true, but that doesn't take away from it.
No,
American
we're not taking it away.
Bandstand. I remember it.
But sign me up today is all I'm saying. I'll host whatever you want me to host. I host this show. I do all right.
Well, that's
You
questionable.
do all right. Woody.
Yeah.
Let's not fish for compliments here.
Well, Granny,
With help.
where can we find you, Granny? If we're
Most of
looking
the
for
time
Granny
at
Q.
twitch.tv/granny_Q. It's
Great.
mostly where you can find.
Granny_Q on Twitch. And you got any socials there, Granny Q? Are you on the TikTok, Granny Q?
I have a TikTok that I'm really bad about posting to, but I'm trying to get better. I am. I just recently started vertical streaming in addition to the regular stream, so I can easily post things over there. And I just haven't gotten that far because it's been a little crazy the past few weeks.
Wait, you have 2 cameras?
So it's also Granny Q.
You have 2 cameras? Is that how you do that?
No, in OBS you can do a regular layout, and then in additional you can have a vertical layout, and in addition to it you can have a vertical layout. And that's what I have. I have both.
God, Granny Q knows more about OBS than I do.
That's
oh,
not hard.
it took a long time to learn it. It's hard to learn.
There's a lot of switches and a lot of buttons. Well, Granny Q, I don't know if you've
Chris.
made it to the end of our shows before, but we always like to end the show the same way. Well, how do we end
Okay.
the show, Duke?
We go around in reverse order and we ask everyone if they have anything that they would like to say to Chris Roberts, CIG, or the people on the internet.
There we go. So we're going to head around. Who was last in here? Eastwood Jones. Eastwood Jones, is there anything you'd like to say to Chris Roberts, CIG, or the people on the internet?
I feel like right now Chris has taken enough lumps lately, so I'm just going to give him some words of encouragement. Keep the hamsters running and keep rolling, and don't forget about that gold standard freelancer.
Hot dog.
Yeah.
Hot dog. Murphy Jack, anything you want to say to CIG, Chris Roberts, or the people on the internet?
CIG, please, your Squadron 42 stories and all that. Missions in Squadron 42 are more in depth than they are in the PU. And
Wicket, sorry.
give us a release date.
Perfect. You're asking him to
What?
delay Squadron more.
Listen. Oh.
Before we continue,
that's all.
Before we continue with this, Granny Q, is Squadron 42 going to release this year?
I have no clue.
And second question.
I don't work there. If I worked there, I might be able to tell you. I think I said that
Honest
before.
answer.
Well, what's your
Honest
gut? What's your gut answer?
If it releases this year, they're probably not going to be happy they did that.
There you go. That's real right there, dude.
Yep.
By the way,
on our side,
if you didn't listen to last episode we looked up, and we looked up the gambling websites because you can bet on anything. It said there was a 29% chance that Squadron would release this year.
Wow.
That's a good bet. Take it.
Wiki, is there anything you'd like to say to? Oh no, it's not your turn. Wiki, it's Cosmic Kobo. Cosmic Kobo, is there anything you'd like to say to
Bobo.
CIG, Chris Roberts, or the people on the internet?
Thank you for delaying Siege of Orison because I played it today, and if it was to come out next week, it would have been an absolute disaster. It was better what I played today than what I did play earlier on in its PTU form, but it was still very rough. And guess what? Everyone's favorite thing to break, and this was perfect for me because originally I never got to play Siege of Orison because the elevators broke. Guess what they did today? They broke.
It broke.
Again.
No.
Yes.
It's not
The
broken.
elevators. The elevators to get into Siege of Orison broke again today, and I thought that was super fitting. But the problem is so many people were clicking them and trying to use them that they got overloaded. So they'd come maybe once every 10 minutes or so. Like one elevator would just open up, and you'd have to rush in there to get it because there were no more elevators, and I've got one. But anyway, thank you for delaying Siege of Orison, because if you tried releasing it in its current form, it would have been awful.
Yeah.
I think it'll be something worthwhile by 4.10, though. It's gotten a lot further along.
Okay. Wicket, anything you want to say to CIG, Chris Roberts, or the people on the internet?
Well. Sandy and Chris Roberts, here we are again, another Wednesday, another plea. Get your shit together. It's time to send up another Benoit signal. Y'all got some explaining to do. That's all.
There we go. Granny Q, I have 2 questions for you, actually, because I forgot to ask you this earlier. I'm asking everyone on the show
Okay.
from now on. And Eastwood, I have to ask you. You have to come back in, Eastwood, so I can ask you this. Granny Q, what's the worst ship in Star Citizen?
The worst ship?
Yeah, what's the
Yep.
worst ship in the game?
I don't know all the ships, and so it's really tough for me to answer that. I'm not
the ones
super
you know.
fond. I'm not really fond of the one that has the round window door thing you have to go in, just because I think it's ugly. I forget what it's called.
The
The
Aurora?
Aurora?
Yeah,
This
I'm
one.
not super fond of that one.
There
Okay.
you go.
Interesting
But
pick.
which one of you guys came into my chat a few days ago and asked me the best ship? Not Aurora.
Best
Can't be the somebody. One of you guys, because it was under Open Comms
Oh, it was
Radio.
it was me then. Yeah,
It was
sounds
you.
like me.
Came in and asked me what was
Yeah,
the
I
best
did.
ship in the game, and I'm like, ah.
Yeah, I was prepping you.
Well, I see. Well, I'm going to. Is it okay? Because I don't like the round door. I think it's ugly. Nothing wrong with the ship. I just think it's ugly.
Okay.
So tonight I'm going to actually be flying probably my favorite ship, which was gifted to me. Well, and that was the Polaris. I love it because it was gifted to me.
Free
And it's a
is
great
always the
ship.
best price.
Free is great. It was gifted to me. So, but actually, I love that one, and I love the F8C Lightning as well. And I had a golden ticket gifted to me for that one. So hey, free is great, and that ship's a great ship too.
There you go. Well, Granny Q, is there anything you'd like to say to CIG, Chris Roberts, or the people on the internet?
Yeah, well, I think to Chris Roberts, I mean, I am very thankful that this game came out, because I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't know the amazing people that play this game. And I do have to say, the Star Citizen community, in my opinion, is the best community out there. Yeah, we got your whiners and what have you, but for the most part, I think most people in this community are the most generous, the most loving, the most giving. I mean, just in general. And I've really enjoyed kind of growing my stream with Star Citizen. And so to that, I say thank you to you Star Citizen players.
Wow, that's sweet. Even the pirates, huh?
Even the pirates. Well, I was one, so I can't help but thank the pirates. We got your cousin. Yeah. Thank you, Justin.
You got your cousin.
Very good. Well, if you want to check out Granny Q, you can check her out on Twitch/Granny_Q. Well, Duke, we did it.
We did it.
You and me, Duke.
We're
Just
each
you and
other's
me.
support group.
And Granny.
Granny.
Yes, they are.
Just the 3 of us.
Hey. 1,000 years.
Nobody else. Jar Jar
Nobody else,
Duke and
just
Granny
us.
Q.
Together, going on missions, having fun.
Drinking wine.
Oh yeah, wine. Here. Drinking wine.
Cheers.
Drinking wine and eating chicken.
Cheers.
Well, Duke, you know what to do.
Right. Do 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 do.
I was just going to ask if he was going to
Right.
sing, and he
Do
did.
do 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 do.
Still out of tune.
Close. It's close.
Da 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 da.